Hi there guys, this is a never just tier first generation match against Marky, so I hope you have fun. I started with Marowak since most of the players start with an electric Pokémon as you can see, so he switched out into his Umestar. I just body slam and yeah, his Umestar got paralyzed, so I decided to switch out into my Ivysaur, but unfortunately he just me Blizzard. I went with Razor Leaf, he switched out into his Ghastly. I went with Razor Leaf, critical hit as usual, and I went with Leech Sweet, but he was the first one attacking and my Ivysaur got defeated. I sent out my Magmar, I went with Confuse Ray. His Umestar got confused. I switched out into my Umestar as well. Umestar against Umestar, I went with Blizzard, predicting a switch, and because I couldn't do another thing against his Umestar, I just said Blizzard, and yeah, his Slowpoke got frozen. I just said Sismitosh. He just said rest and he became healthy. So I just said Seismic Touch again. I went with Blizzard. He switched out into his Ghastly. I just said Blizzard and yeah, his Ghastly was frozen solid as well. I went with Surf and his Ghastly was defeated. So he sent out his Electrode and I switched out into my Marowak. He was scared of my Leatherface, so he switched out into his Aerodactyl. I went with Blizzard. He just had me double edge. I went with Blizzard, trying to do the most damage as possible. He switched out into his Electrode again. This time I went with Body Slam, but he just had me Explosion, trying to take my Marowak down, but his Electrode couldn't do it. He sent out his Aerodactyl again. I switched out into my Umestar. He just had me double edge. I went with Surf, trying to defeat his Aerodactyl, but unfortunately he switched out into his Slowpoke, who was frozen solid. So I could defeat him with Sismitosh. I went with Blizzard, trying to freeze his Omastar. He just rest, so my Omastar wasn't able to freeze him. So I only could use Sismitosh against him, but he just rests another one more time, as you can see. So Sismitosh was the unique thing I could do against him. Again, he woke up and rest. Sismitosh again. I switch out into my Magmar. Since his Omastar was asleep, I just said Confuse Ray. He woke up. I switched out into my Omastar again. So I went with Blizzard, trying to do the most damage as possible to his Raidon, and yeah, his Raidon was defeated by the Surf. Well, I mean with the Blizzard. He just sent me Surf with his Omastar. I went with Blizzard, trying to freeze his Omastar. I went with Sismitosh. He just sent me Surf again. So I went with Surf, but unfortunately he was the first one I take in and my Omastar was defeated. So I sent out my Primip, my Cerdo Loco, the Crazy Pig. I switch out into my Marowak because I thought his Aerodactyl was going to use Wing Attack or something like that. I went with Sismitosh, but his Omastar took my Marowak down with his Surf. but my primate was able to defeat him. Okay, I had got 3 Pokemon and he only have got 1. But since my Pokemon weren't able to defeat him, I was trying a lot of things. I sent out my primate again. He was preparing his attack, his sky attack. I went with Body Slam. His sky attack failed. He was going to do that again, but he got paralyzed by my primate. He just gave me a sky attack, but my Firo could survive. He just rest and became healthy. So I switched out into my Magmar and I went with Confuse Ray. His Aerodactyl was confused and I switched out into my Firo and I went with Hyper Beam, trying to do the most damage as possible, but the Aerodactyl's high defense resisted it. So he just arrested again, and I went with Mirror Mode, and yeah, my Firo just arrested as well, and my Firo became healthy as his Aerodactyl. Mirror Mode can be very good if you use it correctly. So I switched out into my Magman and I went with Fire Blast, trying to burn his Aerodactyl to reduce his attack, and yeah, he was burned. He just gave me Double Edge, trying to defeat my Magmar. I went with Confuse Ray, but he just rest, so he wasn't burned anymore. He woke up, I went with Fire Blast again. He was confused, but unfortunately he just gave me Double Edge, critical hit. I didn't know what I could do, so I decided to switch out into my Firo. Both of them were asleep, as you can see. I switched out into my Primate. I went with Body Slam, trying to paralyze his Aerodactyl, and I went with Body Slam again, but unfortunately he was able to use Sky Attack, critical hit, and my Primate was defeated. So I sent out my Magmar. I just said for Blast, but well, as you can see, my Magmar couldn't do anything against his Aerodactyl, so I went with Mimic. My Magmar learned his Sky Attack, he just sent me Double Edge and my Magmar was defeated. And yeah, the game was even out. I just said Double Edge, but he just rest. I went with Drill Pick since I couldn't do another thing. He was asleep. He woke up. I went with Mirror Mode because I thought he was going to attack first. And Drill Pick again. He woke up. Drill Pick again. Double Edge. Drill Pick. He just rest again. Hyper Beam. My attack failed. Hyper Beam again. He woke up. My Firo had to rechain. He just gave me Double Edge, critical hit, and I went with the Real Pick, but he finished my Firo with Double Edge, and yeah, it was a really close match. See you around, guys.